Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Willie Lacalle, and today this is an awesome boat restoration day. So what we got going on is we're restoring the seats. So many of y'all have watched how we've gone about recovering the seats. In my last seat recovering video, what we did was cut the material, the foam, the batten, everything, and then stretched it on. I showed you all the final product, and I'll show it to you again. I was happy with it. There's some pleats, there's some wrinkles, there's, perfect. It's not happy with it. Absolutely, and it was a lot of work. I really wanted to move it up and step it up to the next level, and I pulled out my mother's sewing machine, like I said in that last video, and what I basically taught myself how to sew in a matter of about a week. I had no real clue what I was doing. I tried it once before, and yeah, I didn't do very good. I didn't do very good this time, but I did good enough to be able to make and sew 5 covers, and man, they turned out good. So I'll get to showing y'all how I did that, but right now I'm at the phase where I'm stapling the covers on. I've just stapled my first one, and man, I'm thrilled to death of how good this turned out. Especially again, as a novice, as an amateur, I have no clue how to sew kind of guy. I could do just about anything. I taught myself how to do this quickly, and you can too. It's super simple. There's some basic things that you need to learn. If you got a grandma, a mama, an aunt, a friend's mama, somebody that can show you how to do it, all the better. Get you started off on the right foot. Me, I had to run around through the instruction manual, which luckily I still had, and I'm very proud, very proud to say that this is my mother's sewing machine. My grandmother bought it for my mother back in 1980. I've had it, stashed away, and I've tried playing with it before, and I really didn't get nowhere last time. But now I had a purpose and the will, and man, I'm proud as can be. So let me just get over here to showing you what we did. I'm going to show you the first one that I just covered, the front, the back, the sides, everything. Then we're going to staple the second one. It's got some more cuts and curves to it. And then along the way, I'm going to tell you what I did. And then I've got one more seat cover that I've got everything cut for. And I'm going to have to sew back together, and I'll show you how I sewed that, and I'll show you some of the things that the practice cuts with the scraps that I had, and how they helped me get to the point of building, cutting, sewing, producing this cover. So what's it called technically? Well, technically I don't have 100% knowledge of what it's called, but it's something similar to a sewn, slip-on boxed cover. All right, that's as close as I can get to what it really is. It's a sewn, boxed, slip-on vinyl cover for a boat seat, and that's good enough for now, I guess. Here's the final product, and man, I'm thrilled to death. And I got my safety glasses on because we're going to be doing some stapling. So I just finished stapling the back of this on. This is the very back where I guess this is the top. This is the boxing, or the sides that goes all the way around, and you give it some allowance for your stapling on the back, and this is it. This is how I stapled it. You remember how hard it was, especially on the corners. If you watched my other video, and if you haven't, you really need to watch it, because it's going to give you 2 options on how to cover your boat seats on the cheap, on the fly, on the DIY, right? The options is, as I said once before, I paid close to $1,700 to have my whole boat reupholstered about 15, 17, close to 20 years ago. And man, the old boy did an awesome job, and I'm very proud of that job. And I would go back to him, except, you know, I don't want to spend $1,700 to have my boat reupholstered. On top of that, I want to learn how to do it, and I did learn how to do it. I want to do it myself, and that $1,700, man, that's my spot lock trolling motor. So, you know, you kind of weigh your options, and you learn along the way. So one more time around, you know what I'm really looking forward to is setting this thing on the boat. Look at that. Folks, YouTube friends, enthusiasts, boat restoration gurus out there, people that have wanted to try this, do it. Try it. You can do this. Hey, I'm a big old dodo head when it comes to sewing. I did it. I'm happy with it. Is it perfect? Oh, absolutely not. Is it good enough for me? Oh, 120% good enough for me. Is it going to impress people when they get on the boat? Well, really, I don't care, but it will. It will. A whole lot more than just that stretched look that we were getting from the first attempt. So, okay. This is the corner seat, so it's got some different bends and cuts to it, and so let's just get after it. We'll talk about it as we do it. What I did was take some of this batting, and again, we're going backwards, right? We're going backwards. I'm not going to talk about how we got to where we're at right yet, but we will. I've taken some of this batting. I'm cutting 4 pieces for the corners. I'm sticking them in the corners to make sure that when I stretch it, the wood isn't going to be pokey and you know, sticking through visually or any other way on the wood. I mean on our material. Okay, so these shorter pieces I'm going to stick on these little regular corners, and then on the rest of this I'm going to stick some of the bigger pieces, and then we're going to get after it. So man, this is exciting stuff. I've been working on it. I had a day off and it was raining, and during that rainstorm I was outside in the boat pulling the seats out, taking them inside one by one, stripping them down, you know, just like you saw on the first video of how I did it. There's nothing different. You just kind of follow through. So here is our center of the back, and first thing I do is I take that center and I stretch it, and I gave about 3 inches allowance, so you know, somewhere in there I guess I lost some, so it's turning out to be about 2 inches. You know, I take that first one and I staple it down. I do the same over on the other end. Do your 4 ends first. Watch them fingers. I said 4 ends, I meant 4 sides. Oh, that one didn't take. For whatever reason. Maybe I'll run out of staples. Sure enough. Alright, so I've shown y'all before how to load my staple gun. Take a full run. On some you stick it on here and you push it through. For whatever reason that doesn't work with mine, so I take it, I put it in here, close it up, and then we're ready to rock and roll here. Put it up and out of the way. There we go. Get that stretch going. Man, this is so easy compared to to all that work that we went through. I'm stretching the material on there, and it looks so much more professional, so much nicer. This is definitely the way I'm going to complete the rest of the seats. So I've done all but one, maybe two, and you know, that won't take long. And I saved that one to show y'all the process of how to do it. So okay, just a quick look. You know, it's coming to life, looking good. A little stretching right there. You know, all the corners come next. So once you get that first initial one done, you break it in half. Oops, and you do it again. Dog. I'm not sure why that keeps happening. There you go. Break it in half. Break it down again in half on this side. Oh my. Alright. Do opposite sides. So the whole process, it wasn't very long. As far as cutting the material, I'll show you how I did that. Once I got past the first one, you know, the rest of them were pretty smooth and easy. The first one, I'm gonna say probably an hour, you know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Kind of figured it out. Once I got a little roll going, I got 5 of them done in one evening. In one evening, folks. How cool is that? So then you go and you split your halves again in half. Kind of stretching along the way. If you wanted to, you could kind of make a line, you know, to where you think your stretch is going to be. I tried that, and my box, which is the sides, right? The technical word, I guess, is called boxing. The reality of it is it's the sides of your seat. So with the cushion, the wood, and the cushion meaning the foam, and then some batten that I put on top of it, I have 5 inches. I cut my boxing 3 inches wider so that I have plenty of, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know, a little inch or a quarter inch or half inch, that's not going to get it for me, or at least I thought not. Anyway, I did 3 inches, and I ended up with about 2 1/4, 2 1/2. There's 2 1/2. So where did that other half go? Well, perhaps it was in the allowance for my seam. And again, what does that mean? Well, we'll get to all that. Right now we're just trying to box this one up, and more than anything, make some room inside the house where I have all this stuff kind of staged and stored and working on. So when we get to the corners, unlike the pleating, or unlike the previous seat where it was all stretched, you know, you're going to do a regular kind of boxed in just like that, right? See how simple that is? There's no problem out here. There's no wrinkles, no pleats. The pleats down on the bottom, and it's not visual, right? So let's get down with our bad sails here and finish this one up. So, you know, you could have cut that if you wanted to. We didn't. We could have. You know, make it easier to do. You know, it's all up to you. However you think you want to do it, whatever works for you. What I will say is, it's 100% easier once you go through the work of making it. The rest of it is a piece of cake, y'all. So, you know, don't worry about pleats on the bottom. Don't worry about pleats on the bottom. Did I say that? Let me say it again. Don't worry about pleats on the bottom. And you're not going to see that on the top. The top is where we were trying to get away from the pleats. Hey, look at that. Look at that nice, beautiful rounded corner, y'all. Man. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little excited here. That's doing it for me. All I can do is see my big old butt sitting on one of these comfy chairs. And I haven't got to try it out yet, so we'll do that here in a little bit, and we'll compare what, you know, the first seat and this seat look like, and let you make your own decision on how you want to do yours. Right on, right freaking on. Okay, so we saved this little corner here for the end. We'll get a couple pleats here on the sides, and then we'll fold it back, just like that. I'm happy with that. Looks like I may have run out of staples again. Sure enough. Right on. Again, not on top, inside. And if you're not sure if it's in there right, pull it out, put it in there again. Just like that. Almost done here, y'all. Almost done here. Hang with me. Okay. Man, I'm happy with that. Okay, so this is what the bottom looks like. All right, we pleated over our corners. You know, this is what our boxing looks like on our sides. All right, you see no pleats. It's nice and stretched. Back here, I probably could have used a little more cushion. You know, I might even take that apart and add it to it. Not sure what happened there. The rest of it looks good. Let's look at the top. There, folks. That's, man, that is nice. You know, perfect? No, not at all. I'm not a seamstress. I'm not a upholster man. That's not my gig. You know, I just learned how to do this in a week. But am I happy with it? Absolutely. I got little pieces, you know, of thread sticking out. Yeah, trim that off, no biggie. But folks, there it is. There it is. You saw how easy it was to put on, staple on. Next, I'll show y'all how easy it is to actually make this and get to the point that you're putting it on. So, next thing I want to do is take you up to the boat and put it on there, and have us a little sit down and see what it feels like. So let me try to get this camera off of here. We'll take it on up there, one at a time. This one again, like I said, is the corner. There is one concern I have. I made this 4 inches. Set you down there while I do all my business. I made it 4-inch tops. I think what was there before was probably 3, maybe some were 4. But you know, it's gonna have to work, and if not, we'll modify it. We'll see what it takes. So you can see where I took that seat out. You can see what, you know, how raggedy these seats were. And I've showed all this to y'all before. This is just another version of it. These are all the seats that I pulled out. This one here goes right here. The pleat goes to the back. So to get an idea of what it's going to look like, let's get the other seat put in place. So this one goes over here, just like that. Look at that, y'all. Man, I'm so happy with that. Now, to show you the difference between the two, here is the first seat that I made. Again, you can see there's some wrinkles on the side. You know, it's all stretched. It's just one big piece of material. The same on the inside, meaning the foam and the batten. The back is 4 inches thick. The bottom is 4 inches thick, just like these, 4 inches. But the difference is, oh my goodness, that feels good. That is comfortable. So let me talk about the tops just for a second. The backs aren't really in that bad a shape. The sides of the backs are actually in pretty good shape. It's the very top that got sun damaged. So the one seat that I took off over here, which was probably the worst of them all, I have it up on my deck, and you know, I'm kind of playing with it. I'm going to reupholster the bottoms. Let me step back just a second. My plans are to either not have any seats up front or just two, this one and this one, meaning that one's going to be gone, that one's already gone. With that in mind, and thinking that I may keep these two, I started working on the one that's up on the deck that I just mentioned. I'm going to reupholster the bottom of it just like I did those over there, and I've got all that done. Right now, unfortunately, I'm out of batten, and the batten is what gives it a nice little rounded edge and kind of hides some of the unevenness. Anyway, what I've done on the other one is I've taken the back out. I've removed this top section of it. I've undone all the stitching except for this part. I left that as one whole piece. I've removed the ends. I've stretched it all out. I've traced it, and I've cut new pieces out. And I'm gonna, when I get back to having some time off and playing with these backs, I'm going to try to sew that back together and see if I can get it sewn back on the back piece right? This would be the next level of sewing for me. You know, it's not what I've been doing that I've learned and feel comfortable with. You know, this is another thing that's going to take me outside of my box, and see how that turns out. And if that turns out, then you know, I'll duplicate on this one, on this one, on that one, and on that one. Well, this one's really bad, huh? That one may be next. And if that's the case, then you know, I'll have my whole boat reupholstered. You know, money-wise, what are we looking at? Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 300, 400 max, right? So how much does one of these little sections right here cost? Brand new, you know, from some of these boat places or on the internet. Just that one little section, right, without the side, meaning the plastic base, the seat, and the back, you're looking at $400. So for the price of one seat, I will have reupholstered my whole boat, my whole pontoon boat. Man, what a deal! So, all right, and you know, along the way, I learned a new tool for my toolbox. Yeah, that's the toilet. And I guess all these years I've kind of forgotten that there was a toilet in here. And that goes back in underneath in here. Just to kind of get it out of our way. You know, maybe we'll put it back in there. I remember when I first got this boat, close to 20 some odd years ago, there was a squared off section there that hinged over here, and you opened it up, and basically it was a little pop-up tent or a little pop-up room that, you know, you can get dressed in or do your business in. What really got me was this little toilet paper holder back in there. I cracked up when I saw that. But anyway, you know, I plan on leaving it and using it. I don't know that I'm actually going to use it, but it's going to be there in case it ever needs to be used. All right, so this is where we're at. This is how far we've come. Man, I'm thrilled to death, y'all. Just so excited about how all this turned out. I'm gonna keep on going tonight on my way to work. I'm gonna buy some more batting, and I'm off the next couple days. And weather out here is in the 80s in North Texas. If you recall, a lot of these videos I've been making on this restoration was, you know, out in the cold weather and ice and snow, and man, I should already be done. Unfortunately, I'm not, but I'm having fun doing it, and I'll continue, you know, at whatever pace it takes to get it done right. I have my seats done, the boat motor's running. Just, you know, I've got it cleaned up. Unfortunately, with the storms and all, you know, I have it parked under this tree. Every time it rains, I get more junk in here. So I'm contemplating the carpet, even though, as y'all know, I've been saying no on the carpet, but everything else is looking so good and running so well that yeah, maybe I will do a carpet. Maybe I'll save the carpet for next season. Who knows? Right now, I'm focusing on the seats, getting them all done. My youngest son is all excited about getting out there on the boat and fishing, so you know, that's that much more reason for me to get after it. So, all right, YouTube, I'm gonna have that's enough babbling. One more look at these seats. As you can see, this is the seat that was made by stretching. All right, and you can see all the wrinkles on the bottom. Not that the wrinkles on the bottom matter, but you have wrinkles on the side. And man, I tried everything: heat, stretching, you know, everything to make that perfect. And I wasn't able to do it. Not that it won't work, but as of right now, you know, I wanted to step it up. I stepped it up to this, and I'm happy with this. So, you know, what I've learned here is the upholstery part of it, which is probably the part that, if you can call it intimidated, I was probably the most intimidated by, or the most hesitant to attack. But, you know, just like anything else in life, y'all, you get after it, you figure it out, you learn it, and you conquer. And then, man, look at all the money we saved. All the money that we get to you know, buy carpet with, buy my Helix 7 or 9 depth finder with, money I can use to put my spot lock type trolling motor on here. Those things are expensive. I mean, major expensive. And cheap Mr. Willie has a problem spending that kind of money. But it is what it is. And, you know, we saved the money somewhere else. So now we have the money unspent that we can spend on that. So one more time, we're going to sit down on our seat. See that bend right there? Man, this is just amazing, and it's so comfortable. Now, a couple things to mention. The first time around, I purchased what's called firm or medium firm cushions, foam, right? And that's what all these seats right here are made out of. The next set of foams, and that was a green color, and they were $79 a piece, and I think it was 81-inch long by 24-inch wide by 4-inch thick foam. The next set that I bought was firm. It was black. It's the same size, 2 feet 24 inches by 81 inches, roughly. Don't 100% quote me, but that's very close in the ballpark. And I'll verify that for you when we, you know, get the rest of this video going. That's what the rest of these seats going down the line are going to be made out of. And I haven't sat on one of those yet. This right here, this is nice. I mean, this is nice. This is nicer than what was on here. So, all right, we'll go ahead and stop right here. Thank y'all, YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging with me. And I'm going to have the rest of these seat covers finished, and we'll get after it. Keep on with the boat restoration. Y'all have a great day.